Hello, Brandon.
Cat?
You're about to take it to the extreme.
I'm not going that far now.
Meow.
We are going to blend some things.
Yeah,
Today,
so...
we are talking about commercial blenders.
Yes, blenders that mean serious business.
Serious business, yes.
Okay.
The one thing you'll always notice, go to your coffee shops. It's probably one of the hardest sales, but it's one of the things that I really stress to people. A blender is probably the best investment you can make.
And a commercial one.
A commercial one.
Okay.
Yep. What happens, a lot of coffee shops, they just don't want to spend because you get into the $300-$400 range for a commercial blender versus like $80 for one from your local store.
Yeah.
But those don't have the power. They burn out. They don't have the consistency. You always end up with those ice chunks basically inside. Yeah. This thing is made for your coffee shop, and being that frappes and smoothies are some of your highest grossing margin products, having a commercial blender is the least expensive thing you can actually do. It sounds expensive, but it makes you a fortune, and it's also quick. And
then also, you buy one of these, probably you're going to buy a few of those $80 ones. So at some point, you're going to have paid for it anyway, so you might as well just go with this guy.
This one's going to last you for years and years and years, as opposed to basically every 3 months spending $80. Your customers are going to love you for it because it's going to be a very velvety, smooth drink versus those all those ice chunks. It's also going to save you time in opportunity. I mean, in basically labor dollars.
Yeah.
Anyone that's ever seen one of those home ones, you're constantly shaking it.
Yeah.
It takes you 2 minutes to actually make a frappe, whereas you're going to see on this one here, it's going to take 15 seconds.
So what are its basic tech specs? Okay. What makes it so awesome?
It's big. It's 1500 watt motor that's inside of here.
Okay.
It's running at a constant 12.5 amps. You need to have a big circuit on this thing. So you're going to have a 20 amp circuit. If you don't, the spikes are going to kick off your surge protector.
Okay. Dedicated 20 amps.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to have a dedicated 20 amp circuit to it. You are looking at, it's 45,000 RPMs. So when this thing spins 45,000 times.
In a minute.
That's
so
a lot.
Insane.
That's a lot. Now, what we're going to do is a test here. I'm going to actually run it like this, and Kat's going to watch and count.
Can you mark something here so I know where?
Yes, I'm going to give you a little red mark.
It's like the shell game, huh?
Exactly. I mean, you can. I think this will run like this without it.
Yeah.
It's a jet engine taking off. The other thing that really gets inside of that really helps is just the sheer size of the pitcher. Okay, a lot of the home ones, they're very skinny at the bottom.
Yeah.
And so the reason you're constantly banging it like that is as this spins, it just creates that air pocket. Nothing up here is getting blended.
Okay.
This thing here, as wide as it allows everything to go down and actually circulate.
Okay.
And again, we're turning this thing 45,000 times.
Yeah. And there's a couple of different sizes of this pitcher.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. This one's actually my favorite. It's the 48 ounce. It's a little bit wider.
Okay.
It comes in a 64 ounce, so taller, a little bit skinnier.
Okay.
And it also comes in a 64 ounce stainless steel. So especially if you're doing like milkshakes or anything like that, those are great for that.
Okay.
This one here though, if you're frappe, smoothies, normal coffee shop, this is the one I like. It's wider. It's easier to get into. It's easier to clean. You can get your hand down inside of there.
Okay. When it's off.
When it's off.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay.
We don't condone the rest of that. But same concept. I mean, I'll put this on from here too, and you can actually see.
That was at the high. So this guy has like a low and a high, and that's basically it.
Yep. And
but what's the pulse story?
The pulse is just if you just want to. If there's just a little bit you want to do, especially once you get towards the end, if maybe you took it off a second earlier, it's able to do that. But if you notice too, when I go up, it actually doesn't just go from 0 to on. It kind of ramps itself up. So there's just about a 2 second before it actually gets all the way up.
Okay, and so obviously this means this is a commercial grinder, or excuse me, a blender, because it doesn't have any safety. It's going on.
No. Yeah, it's designed.
This is not meant for a home with children.
No, home with children, it would be very dangerous. But there are a lot of people that do have this in the house.
Okay.
Same thing. If you're doing a lot of blending, if you're blending every single morning, it's not a bad investment.
Yeah.
And you're not going to find one at your local supermarket that's going to come anywhere close to this.
All right, so you're going to make me a frappe.
We are going to make something, a nice, delicious frappe.
We'll be right back.
Thanks.
Okay, so you have a yummy frappe mix. What is this?
We do. So our friends at Cappuccino were nice enough to donate a lot of frappe to us, and our employees are loving it.
Yay!
Free frappe!
So what did you choose?
This is their Extreme Toffee Coffee.
Okay.
Okay, it is absolutely delicious. This is what most coffee shops are using. This type of coffee, there's other manufacturers, of course, but it's a basic powder. The powder actually includes your coffee, so it's dried coffee. It's everything you need.
Oh,
so
okay.
To make a frappe is literally ice, milk, or coffee or water, so you can substitute that liquid.
If you wanted it to be more coffee flavored.
Yep, if you want more coffee or if you wanted to take away the milk, basically.
Got it.
In however many scoops the manufacturer actually recommends.
Okay.
That's the whole process, and that's why you can see the whole process is like a 30-second process.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is make a 16-ounce drink. It's very simple. We're going to fill a cup up with ice.
Okay.
I've got a lot of milk here. What we're going to do, it's 5 ounces of milk that goes in. So this one right here has, it's by the twos basically.
So you're right,
6
right in
ounces
between.
is right there. What's nice about this is you really can't mess up the recipe.
Okay.
So if you're 6 ounces, just give me a little more liquidy. It's no big deal. So we're going to go ahead and just pour straight in. We'll make a mess. There we go. I'm going to aim roughly
There we go.
for 5 ounces.
Okay.
And there, 2 scoops.
And are those just like tablespoon sizes?
The
or?
scoops?
Yeah.
So no,
No. Okay.
it's that.
All right.
It's not going to be low on calories, but it's going to be delicious.
Okay.
So we're going to go put 2 scoops of this inside of there. Just dump that. Might need a little more ice. So one of the downside of using the bigger ice like that is we might have to actually put a little bit more in there, depending on how it's looking. But really from there, you put it in. Actually,
Did you get the right amount?
yep. Probably was a little low in the milk. So all we can actually do is just put a little more in there. This would actually be really good inside of your cafe because you want it to be thick to last.
Okay.
For a video where we want to be able to drink it right away, not so good. Did you see that nice little we got going there?
Yeah. It looks very smooth.
Yep. So that's the whole process. I mean, it's done. You're not going to see, I'm going to shake it around there, but there's no ice inside
Chunks,
of it.
yeah.
And I mean, still look how thick that is.
Yeah.
And I just put more milk in there to do that.
Okay, enough talk.
Oh.
Pour it out. Pour it out.
Pour it out.
Let's talk more action.
So that's just for you.
It's very thick.
Yep, it's very, very thick. Tell me that's not good.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me that's not delicious.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, that whole process, and granted, you're not going to have a camera in your face, hopefully, while you're doing this, but you can see how quick that is. You can see there's not a chunk of ice inside of it.
Yeah. Really smooth.
Yep.
Velvety.
This is why I tell you it's a great investment for any shop. I mean, it's quick, it's simple, but that consistency right there, people don't like chewing on chunks of ice.
Yeah. Cool.
And
so that is the Xtreme.
This is actually the Xtreme. It's the 1000 series that's on our website right now.
Okay.
You know, again, when you order it, you're going to order this base. The only differential is going to be
the pitcher size.
pitcher size.
Cool. Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks, Kat.